sports fans on the PBS Sports Network. This is Dan Peters along with Jim Fauché, and we have lots of color and action tonight. And Jim, you followed the activity leading up to tonight's championship game between the Boise Braves and the Capital High School Eagles, and this should be one whale of a ball game.
I'll tell you, Dan, I'm very excited about it. I don't think you could have two teams of a higher caliber than the Boise High School Braves and the Capital High School Eagles. Capital High School comes into the ball game with a 17-8 record, while of course the Boise Braves are 22-3. Some people have said that Boise High School has come through a very, very tough bracket as far as the state tournament is concerned. Some said that the Capital has come through a little easier bracketing as far as the tournament is concerned. However, Boise High School played on this court. Capital played at Meridian. So Capital's back home playing for the state championship on their own floor.
Which might be a little strange to them. You had an opportunity to talk to the two coaches. We did this on a tape earlier, so let's go to an interview now that Jim Fauché had with Capital High School coach Charlie Henry.
Coach, I'm sure it must be a pleasure for you to be back in your home court again after playing the last two nights at Meridian High School. How does it feel to be playing back in front of on your own court?
Well, it's good for us, I think. There's a lot been said about the home court advantage, but I definitely feel that playing over Meridian twice, they got a different composition floor, is that if there's any advantage, we don't have any now.
I tell you, some people said earlier in the week that you were going to have the easy bracket as far as the tournament is concerned, but you had some pretty tough ball games, really, didn't you?
Right. Coeur d'Alene played a good ball game, and Skyline is as good a team as there is in the 8 that made it to the state tournament.
Coach, what are the Eagles going to have to do tonight to win this basketball game?
Well, I think that it's a matter of us stopping them and make them shoot outside and keep the ball away from Swanson inside. We got to keep the ball out of Spjute's hands maybe a little more often than he would like to see it. But I think the main key, Jim, is that we have a good shooting game.
If you have a good shooting game, you play the type of defense that you have. What about your big man? He's a big key?
Right, we have two good big men inside, and I don't know whether Boise will play us man-to-man or zone. I expect them probably maybe start in the zone because we do have a good inside game.
Coach, thank you very much. Best of luck tonight.
Well, thanks a lot, Jim.
Let's go back to Dan Peters.
Okay, thank you very much, Jim. That was a good interview with Coach Charlie Henry. At this time, I'd like to say that we would like to thank the Idaho School Activities Association and the Executive Director, Dick Stickle, for the assistance that they gave us in making this telecast possible on the Sports Network, and welcome our viewers, the KBGL TV viewers in Pocatello and the KUID TV viewers in Moscow. And now you had in your second interview in the can, I should say that, no, that doesn't sound quite right. It was tape recorded earlier, your interview with Boise High School coach Greg Hordemann.
Last Monday, you made the comment to a press conference that you would be tickled to death, if I remember the quote, to play Capital High School in the Capital High School gymnasium. And as they say, here you are. How does it feel?
It feels great. It's the finals of the state. I'd play him anywhere in a parking lot. We're really happy to be here, feel good about it, and think it's good for our program. And Capital's got a great team, and we've got a great one too, so it should be a good game.
What will be some of the key elements in tonight's game? What do the fans in Pocatello, Boise, and watching us up in Moscow have to look forward to tonight?
Well, of course, Charlie's teams are good for defense. Everybody knows that. They'll be out getting after us, and we've been able to handle it pretty well all year, so hopefully we can counter that, at least neutralize it. And then we play pretty good defense, too, so it might be a low-scoring game. I hope we can put the ball in the hole. We have to put it in the hole when we have the shot. And, it should be even. It should be a low-scoring game.
Your team has gone through a bracket, some would say, that's been unmerciful. You started out, actually, the combined record, I believe, was something like 80-23 of all the teams that are in your bracket. You've had a tremendous amount of pressure. Getting into here alone, you had to come up through the losers bracket, and yet you're the #1 ranked team in the state. How's the pressure been on that senior team?
Well, it's been unbelievable. The district tournament was the most pressure that I've ever felt as a coach. We lost that game to Mountain Home. That put us down in the losers bracket and had to fight our way through. And fighting our way through in this district is a pretty good fight with Boren and Meridian. But we got through that, and I think that was really might have been something good for us, because we learned a lot about ourselves. We knew that we could handle pressure and that we could put on the poise when we had to, because we were behind in both of them a couple times. Bohr had us down 10, I believe, and 10 or 12, and we came back and beat them by, I think it was 2 or 3. And so I think maybe there was a lot of learning there, because they were seniors. They didn't panic, and they came through. So I think maybe it's helped us. And, you know, we've played the best, and it's kind of nice to be able to say that we've won those games, and we're playing a great team tonight, and we hope that we can continue to show that poise and to continue to win.
It's been 33 years since Boise High School won a state, I'm not the first person to tell you that, won a state championship title. And also, you could have the distinct possibility of being the only second person to win a state title coaching at different schools. You know, our old friend Don Haynes did that, hasn't he?
Yeah, Donnie's won a lot of them. He's a great coach, and he's the guy who got me started in this crazy business. But I hope that we can win it, and that would be a nice title. But, you know, the kids are so great. They're just the greatest bunch of kids I've ever been around, and they're just super. And, you know, I hope they win it. I hope they do.
Thank you very much. Good luck, Greg.
Thank you.
Back to Dan Peters.
Okay, thank you very much, Jim. We have the governor in attendance here tonight, plus I think everybody else in town, but I hope that there are a few that are still at home watching. We've had the presentation of the colors, the playing of the national anthem. And Jim, I guess we're about ready for you to give us the starting lineups for those two teams.
Visitors on the scoreboard tonight will be the Boise Braves. The home team, just because of the way they're in the bracketing and not because of the fact that they're playing on their own home court, will be the Capital Eagles, will be the home team tonight. They're getting ready now to introduce the visiting team.
They're introducing the seniors, and these are not necessarily in the order or the starting lineup of the players. So what we'll do is observe, and then we can go through the starters however feels comfortable for you.
We'll give you the starting lineups. First for the Boise High School Braves. At one guard will be Mark Owen. He's a 5'10 and a half senior, averaging 10 points a game in the state tournament. Now what they're going to do now they've introduced all the rest of the players, they're going to go back up and get all the rest of the Boise Braves. Okay, the first number two. Here they go. They're coming up now. Back to the starter, number 10, Mark Owen, a 5'10 and a half inch senior. Number 20 is Mark Lung. He's a 6'1 senior, averaging 7.5 points a game here in the tournament. And he's a senior. They are all seniors, folks, and they are very, very experienced team. Craig Spjute, number 42. He's a forward, 6'4 and a half inch senior. Number 44 is Doug Tate. He's a forward. He's 6'4 senior, averaging 8 points a game in the tournament. And the big man for the Boise Braves is number 54, John Swanson, 6'5 and a half inch senior. On the year, he's averaging 15.8 points a game, and in the tournament, he's only averaging 6.5. So as some people would say, he may be due. He is the one that really makes the team go. It's going to be very interesting to see the battle in the high post between Swanson and particularly Scott Ahlstrom from Capital High School. Of course, the Capital High School Eagles are now being introduced. Something we haven't mentioned before, we talked about some of the winning tradition. I'll tell you, this Capital High School's got the winning tradition, Dan. Coach Charlie Henry, of course, won state titles in 1975, 76, 77, and 78. Now all the rest of the team of the Capital Eagles are being introduced prior to their starters. But as I said, Charlie Henry won 4 straight state A1 championship titles. He's the only person that's ever done that. And he is a tremendous coach, and he's done a very fine job here at Capital High School. Last year, of course, his 4-year winning streak was broken by Don Haynes of Meridian High School when the Meridian Warriors won the state championship. So Charlie Henry wants to get back in the winning ways as far as the state title is concerned. Of course, as Greg Hordemann said, he'd play him in the parking lot if he had to.
I think that was probably the comment of the year. We're going to have to put that down as the quote of the year in high school basketball.
Unbelievable. But all the Capital Eagles are now being introduced. It should be a low-scoring game. I think one of the coaches said it might be a low-scoring game. I think defense is going to be a key to it. I think that the Capital, in all probability, will play a zone defense against Boise High School because of the big men, particularly Swanson and Spjute. Capital is a fine shooting team. Now we'll go with the starting lineups for the Capital Eagles. Jeff Ebert, 5'9", junior. He was the hero from last night. Made a bucket with 3 seconds to go to beat Skyline 33-32. The next player is number 14, Greg Haygood, 6-foot junior, averaging 3 points a game in the tournament. Number 34 is Doug Burnside. He's a 6'6" senior, averaging 4 points a game in the tournament. He's got good touch. He's a good defensive player. 34 is Doug Burnside. 44 is Jeff Carter. And the other starter for him is the big man, Scott Ahlstrom, number 32. He's a 6'7" senior, averaging 10.5 points a game in the tournament. And his season average is 12.7. He's averaging about 10 rebounds a game, Dan. And so a big battle right now I can see inside will probably be between Ahlstrom and Swanson as far as the high post is concerned. It's going to be a great ball game.
Our officials for tonight, Dave Hawk from District 3 and Larson Hamberlin from District 4. Larson Hamberlin will be tossing up the ball in the center for the start, the tip-off of tonight's basketball action. And we're just moments away from it, ladies and gentlemen. And again, a welcome to KBGL in Pocono, KUID TV in Moscow to join KAID on Festival 80 basketball action, the state A1 high school tournament, and we're ready for the tip. Capital High School controls it with the ball as Hebert. Haygood picked up out there. They're playing a man-to-man defense.
Boise High School started out in a man defense last night.
Underneath, and we have a whistle and a foul. It's going to be called on number 54, the first personal foul of for the Boise Braves. That's against Big John Swanson. Foul in the act of shooting at the free throw line will be number 34, Doug Burnside. He'll receive a pair. No problem as far as Cool is concerned as he puts the first one in there, and it's a 1-0 ball game in favor of the Capital Eagles. And it's now 2-0 as he makes them both good. Doug Burnside.
Boise High School is getting a little pressure from the Capital Eagles.
They're in a man-to-man. Both teams starting out in a man-to-man defense.
I've got to believe they're going to switch to a zone pretty soon.
Lung gets it over on the side to Tate. Back to Lung over the left. With a shot, that's good. Over on the side is Tate with a jumper from the corner. That's good. It's all tied up 2-2. Haygood looks over, gets his instructions from Coach Charlie Henry. Says, let's go left with it. They set it up left. Shot is a little bit hard off the back rim. Cleared out. Boise Braves control.
The Braves run a very patient offense. They'll work the ball in, try to get inside. There it is. Spjute.
They're still in that man-to-man defense for Capital High School. Get it under, the shot is up, in and out, no good. Tate almost has control of it. He's hammered. A foul is going to be called on Burnside. That's his first personal foul, the first team foul against the Capital Eagles. It was not a shooting foul, so the Braves will inbound it under their own basket. Spjute gets it in. Long brings it out, gets it to Spjute over in the corner. And he goes with a shot that's good. Spjute hitting for two. That's his first basket. 4-2 is the score in favor of the Boise Braves over the Capital Eagles. Hebert goes right with it. Carter comes around to the center of the key, puts it up. Scramble for the basket, coming out of there with it is Spjute. And a whistle and a foul is going to be called. Coming out of there as Spjute was controlling the ball. Who was the foul called on?
I believe it was called on Jeff Carter.
Carter, his first personal foul. That's the second team foul against Capital. 4-2 the score, Boise over Capital.
In head-to-head competition this year, Dan, the first game, Boise High School beat Capital here at Capital 56-49. Then at Boise High School, Capital won 57-50. So they each won on the other person's home court.
Spjute fakes, goes a few steps in. Gets it back out to Mark Lung. Got a good move there. Owen with a shot. It's no good. Put back up, partially blocked. The shot was no good, and a foul is going to, that's an unintentional foul. That's on Mark Lung. That's his first personal foul, the second team foul against Boise. Capital play it from the side. 4-2, Boise over Capital. Haygood brings it down. He's picked up by Owen. There's a shot and a basket by number 32, Scott Ahlstrom. It's all tied up 4-4. Spjute had an idea, decided no. Checked up now, he is going with it. A little hard off the back rim. And a foul is going to be called on Swanson. That's the second personal foul called on Swanson.
The battle under the boards tonight will definitely be the key factor in the ball game. Swanson has a tendency to get into foul trouble, and if he does, it could definitely hurt the Braves as far as the boards. Spute's tough inside, but he as you can see, Spjute, number 42 for Boise High School, is a pretty good outside shooter. Shoots a lot from the outside. He's not really a garbage type player, as they say, off the boards.
Haygood out to Ahlstrom. Back to Haygood.
Boise's in the zone.
2 out and 3 deep. And open for the shot is Carter, and it's good. And the foul was called on number 42, I believe, Spjute. And the press is put on, but the Braves are able to get the ball into. It's not a what you call a serious full court press, as they're allowing them to bring across the 10-second line. Lung gets it over to Tate. Lung's open with a shot, using the backboard, misses the whistle, and the foul is going to be called against the Capital Eagles, number 34, Burnside, his second personal foul. Three team fouls against the Capital Eagles, 4 team fouls against the Boise Braves. Braves get it in. Lung with the ball. Owen. Oh, underneath, intended for Spjute. He couldn't hold on to it, but out of bounds. It's a turnover. Would have been a good play had Spjute been able to hold on to it. Haygood brings it down. Hebert sets a screen, then backs off. Goes in the corner. Carter. Oh, Hebert with a shot. Hits it. Jeff Hebert. Hebert. His first field goal. 8-4. Capital over Boise. Spjute.
8-4 is the largest lead of the night for Capital High School.
Spjute gets it into the post, gets it back out to Spjute, and he puts it in. Spute's a good outside shooter. That's his second field goal. 8-6 the score. 3:30 remaining first period. I have an indication on the score bench over there that the penalty situation goes both ways, but I only have 3 fouls against the Capital Eagles, so we'll see what happens. Maybe they've got that on unintentionally. Owen with the shot. No good. Correction, Hebert. Put back up. It's good. By Carter, his second field goal. 10-6 Capital. 3 minutes remaining, first quarter. position was set up there.
When they try to get the ball into Swanson at the high post or at the low post, what happens is that every team that Boise High School has played this year, they always sag him. They'll drop people back off on him. Sometimes 2, sometimes even 3 people. It was the case that time as they take a look at Jeff Hebert. But that time Hebert did not have position, and Swanson turned around and he nailed it. And that's 5'9" going up against about 6'6".
They show a penalty both ways, so going to the free throw line will be Swanson. I believe he'll be shooting the 1-on-1, and the way they move was he was not going into the area, he's going toward the basket. And he makes the first one. Hits the penalty free throw, 2:54 remaining in the first quarter. It's 10-7 the score now. No good. Going high for the rebound is Ahlstrom for the Capital Eagles, and bringing it down very quickly is Haygood into front court. Ahlstrom picks it up. Hebert. Haygood, tip of the key, shoots, makes it. Now everybody on the Capital lineup has scored, and it's 12-7 with 2:30 remaining in the first period in favor of the Capital Eagles.
They can shoot, can't they?
Yes, they can from almost anywhere.
I'll tell you, they're a fine shooting basketball team.
Lung, Owen, Spjute. Tate being checked very closely. Over the shot, it's no good. They're going to have a foul called against Tate. On Doug Tate, that's his first personal foul. And somewhere we must have missed a foul on the Capital Eagles because we, as I mentioned before, we show the penalty situation going both ways. Two minutes, 15 seconds remaining first period, 12-7. And they inbounds it from the end.
They were not in the penalty situation. They just turned it on now.
The light's on erroneously, apparently.
Right. Braves are in their man defense.
Hebert goes over on the side. Carter. And a foul called. And the foul is on Spjute, and that's personal foul number 2 on Craig Spjute. And this time we will have, going to the free throw line, Jeff Carter. A minute and 48 seconds remaining first quarter. 12-7 score, Capital. Shots up there, it's good.
In the tournament, Capital High School has hit 19 of 25 for 76% from the free throw line.
Carter, the leading scorer so far for the Capital Eagles with 6. It's 14-7 Capital with a minute and 40 seconds remaining first period. Spjute holds it up. Passes down in the corner to number 40 in the lineup, Eisenmann. Long, Owen open, shoots, good. Mark Owen hits his first score of the evening, 14-9, Capital.
They worked the ball in very nicely last time. Capital had gone to a zone defense. They just worked it in until Owen had it at the top of the key and took it.
Hey, good over to Carter. Along the baseline, Carter can't get a shot away. Hebert has it now. They're back in a man-to-man defense for the Boise Braves. Hebert goes with a shot. Good. That's the second field goal for Hebert. 16-9. 7-point margin for the Capital Eagles with just 38 seconds remaining in the first period. From the side by Eisenmann. It's good. And it's 16-11, 20 seconds. There's your indication from Haygood as to what play he wants set up. Try to get the last play in his first quarter. They're going to move it out with a corner play, working on the outside. switch back and forth as they work the crisscross. Over the side, Carter with the shot. Good. Just 1 second remaining on the scoreboard. Carter hit his 8th point, and we go into the quarter break with an 18-11 in favor of the Capital Eagles. Okay. Second action at the start of the second quarter, and we have a foul immediately called on Jeff Carter, and that's his second personal foul. And that will send the Boise Braves to the free throw line on the penalty situation. 18-11. The second quarter in favor of the Capital Eagles here at the Capital High School Gymnasium. State A1 high school basketball action. At the free throw line for Boise is Mark Owen. This is his first appearance at the free throw line. He had a field goal in the first quarter. Rolls it around, one of those hesitation shots that gives him the penalty free throw.
We talked about Capital's shooting percentage from the free throw line during the tournament of 76%. Boise High School is exactly the same thing, 76%.
So far now they are 1 out of 4 from the, correction, 1 miss, 4 hits. And it's 18-13 with 7:50 remaining in the first half of action. The Capital Eagles leading by 5. Haygood gets it. Carter back out to Haygood. He says, let's go number 4 this time. He passes it under to Carter. Carter goes with a shot, a fadeaway, and he's called for traveling before he got that one away, so the basket will not count, and it'll be a turnover. The Braves will play it, and we have a full court press being put on by the Capital Eagles. And they're going to have trouble getting it in. No, they do not have trouble getting it in as Owen takes the inbounds pass. Mark Owen picked up out there by Hebert. Capital on a man-to-man defense. Owen is open. Gets past his man, puts up a shot. Drops through. Uses the backboard at the front of the rim. A good combination. Owen hitting, and it's 18-15, and timeout is called here on the basketball court in Boise, Idaho, the Capital High School Gymnasium. Jim?
Let's go back to some of the other scores as far as the district tournaments are concerned. In the 8-3, which is being played at the College of Sullivan, Idaho in Twin Falls. In the consolation game, Glenn Sperry defeated Filer by a score of 66-61 in overtime. And in third place in the 8-3 tournament, Westside defeated Westside defeated Lapway by a score of 84-69. Going up to Lewiston now, as far as the 8-4 championships are concerned, Mackey defeated Salmon River by a score of 61-59. That's 61-59 in favor of Mackey in the consolation bracket. And for third place, Clark Fork defeated defeated Murtaugh by a score of 69-59. Playing for the championship in Lewiston tonight will be Cul-de-sac. Goes in there with a record of 20-3 against Nez Perce, whose record is 19-4. That's at the A4 championship. In the A2 championship, of course, the Moscow Bears, with a fine season record of 22-2, will be going against St. Mary's with an identical 22-2 record, and if that won't be a basketball game in Pocatello tonight.
Tom Zimmerman is in the lineup for the Capital Eagles. At one of the guard positions, this is Carter coming into the key, passing a whistle, and we have a foul going to be called. The foul is on Carter, a charging foul. That's his third personal foul. He's their big gun. He has 8 points so far as the leading scorer. Substitution is going to be coming into the lineup as we will have Graves coming in replacing Carter. Chuck Graves. At the free throw line is Mark Owen.
Mark Owen during the tournament is shooting 88% from the free throw line. He had 10 points against Bonneville in the win over Bonneville, and he had 10 points last night against Highland. Mark Owen.
And he's done all of the scoring in the second quarter here, and he's 100% from the free throw line tonight, as he has a total of 6 points from in the second quarter to go with the 2 that he had in the first quarter for 8 points for the Boise Braves. He's done all of the scoring for either team in the second quarter. So far in the second quarter, the Capital Eagles have gone scoreless. 6 unanswered points by the Boise Braves that pulled them to within 1 point. It's 18-17. There's a shot by Hebert that's off. No good. Clearing the boards is Haygood for correction. Lung. He gets it down very quickly. A whistle and a foul is going to be called on number 10, Jeff Hebert. That's his second personal foul. At the free throw line, number 40, Eisenmann, Mike Eisenmann, for the Boise Braves. He can tie it up. He'll receive 2 shots. He can put Boise ahead. But it falls out, so there goes the chance. All he can do is tie it up.
Eisenmann came off the bench in the second period last night for Boise High School, and I guess Highland really did a fine job.
And it's all tied up now, 18-18 with 6:24 remaining in the first half. Mark Lung came down and made just sort of a shot at a press and then dropped back defensively.
That's the first time the game's been tied since it was 4-4.
Hebert with a good move. Went right and then came back left himself open for the shot. And it's 20-18 Capital with 6:07 remaining in the half. Spjute is open. Puts up shot, has it checked out on a nice check.
Chuck Blankhurst made a fine block that time.
Charlie Henry getting up and doing some very energetic coaching from along the sideline as he gives the plays to his players. Going down, the shot is up there by General. It's no good. Boise comes out of there with it. Owen gets it into front court very quickly, then decides to set it up. It goes to the tip of the key with a shot that's off the rim. No good. Capital High clears the boards. And Hebert brings it down. H-E-B-E-R-T. Jeff Hebert, 5'9". Along the baseline with the shot, number 30 is Graves, and he misses, and the Boise Braves have control of the ball with 5 that's remaining in the half. 20-18 Capital. And we have no basket, they say, and a foul is going to be called on Zimmerman. That's his first personal foul. At the free throw line, we'll go to Mark Lung. Mark Lung has gone scoreless so far. This is his first appearance at the free throw line. He'll be shooting a 1-and-1. In the 2018.
In the tournament, Lung is averaging 7.5 points a game and shooting 92% from the free throw line. Averaging, missed that one. Going high for the rebound is number 32, Scott Ahlstrom, and Capital controls, bringing the ball down at Zimmerman. Shot by Zimmerman's in. Zimmerman hitting his first field goal. And it's 22-18, another 4-point margin as Spjute brings it very quickly into front court, holds it up, gets it over to Lung. Tate, Owen coming around. Spjute going with a shot. It's short. Put back up by Lung, and it's no good. And coming out of there with a rebound is Almstrom. Capital bringing it down. Zimmerman setting up the play. Scramble for the ball, and a steal by Spjute as he takes it away from the man that was on the floor with it, Graves. Spjute reached right in under his legs and pulled it out to get the turnover. Eisenmann. The person obviously missing from the Boise High School lineup right now is, of course, the big man, Swanson.
Underneath Spjute, short on that. He was a little closer than he thought he was. Reached up there and was surprised, I believe. Hebert brings it down quickly for Capital. He goes with a shot. A fadeaway jumper. Oh, good. Going high for the rebound is Tate for Boise. Long pass leading to Spjute. He's open with a layup. Good. Spjute now has 6 points. That's his first score of the second quarter. It's 3:13 remaining in the half. 22-20 the score of the Boise Braves within 2 of the Capital Eagles, who've led virtually all of the evening. A1 High School Championship action from the Capital High School Gymnasium. The Boise Braves from the Capital Eagles. Zimmerman for Capital. Carter fakes, goes to the left, puts up a shot. It's off the rim, no good. High for the rebound is Owen, the guard.
Capital's getting beat on the boards.
Spjute from outside.
And I mean, they're getting beat on the boards without Swanson even being in the Boise High School lineup. They've got to get more offensive rebounds.
Long to Spjute. Spjute is picked up by Graves. It goes into Tate, and he puts it in. Tate ties it up. It's all tied up. Now 22-22 with 2 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in the half. Charlie Henry says go left. Zimmerman picks it up, comes left with it. Hebert, and a whistle and a foul is being called on Carter as he was moving, or Almstrom, correction, Scott Almstrom is called for his first personal foul. And at the free throw line will be Tate for the Boise Braves. 22-22 the score. So far a very methodical, highly defensive ball game. Tate missing, going high for it is Almstrom for the rebound.
It will be a very methodical game. I think the whole night, Dan. I don't really expect to see the tempo of the game change that much.
Haygood gets clear, puts up a jumper, and a foul is going to be called coming from behind on Graves as he reached over the back of Tate. Tate goes over, I believe it'll be Tate or Spjute, to the free throw line.
They are calling him pretty close.
But it's good to do that at the start of the game. You don't allow the game to get out of hand. Sometimes the fans feel that they're called a little bit too tight, but you don't want to get a ball game out of hand either. Number 34 coming into the lineup is Burnside for Capital in replacing Almstrom. And also coming out of the lineup is Graves.
Craig Spjute shooting 70% from the free throw line in the tournament. In the first night against Bonneville, Spjute averaged 13 points, and he had 20 points last night against the Highland Rams. Craig Spjute is a 6'4.5" senior. Both of them.
Makes them both. That gives him a total of 8 points so far in the ball game, and puts the Boise Braves ahead for the first time tonight, 24-22, with 1 minute and 50 seconds remaining in the first half. Get ready to make your pledges. We will be returning to the local stations for the Festival 80 pledge sessions during the halftime. So you folks that are enjoying the basketball action tonight, reach into your pocketbooks and get ready to make your telephone calls and make your pledges. We like to have your support for this type of telecast. And if you are enjoying this action, we'd like you to be sure that you write or let your local stations know, let the people know in the area. And you are the sponsors. You, the viewers, are the sponsors of public broadcasting. 1 minute 13 seconds remaining in the half. 24-22. The fans do not appreciate ball control basketball action.
The fact that Boise High School's got the lead, they went back into the zone defense. Capital's just going to sit it. They may even go for the last shot with 55 seconds left in the first half.
Haygood with it.
Got to watch the back door a little bit.
Vance Henry is number 24 who is in the lineup. He came in replacing Graves. Haygood goes right.
Burnside may slip past Tate under the bucket here pretty soon. Try to work the ball into him. Coming over to the left side now.
Burnside was standing very quietly back there, hoping that
Tate wouldn't see him.
Right. The defense would shift over, including Tate, but I think Tate had an idea of where he was.
Now Spute's over on him. 13 seconds.
They would like to get Burnside open. You see the time down on the left side of your screen.
One shot.
Henry passes it long cross court, and they lose it out of bounds with 2 seconds remaining, and the Boise Braves could have an opportunity. But it's going to be difficult to get it in. There's the long shot. It's a cast-off, really. I don't know what the situation would have been But could they have called timeout at that situation and had it at half court? I don't know. In pro basketball, that's what you would do, but I'm not sure that there would be time enough to do that in high school basketball. Not up on the high school rules on that. So we have a halftime situation with the score. The Capital Eagles 22, the visiting Boise Braves here 24. And we're going to return for the second half of the championship game between Boise and Capital in just a few minutes. But right now we're going to return you to your local stations for more of Festival 80. Braves 24, the Capital Eagles 22 here at the Capital High School Gymnasium in A1 tournament action. And you haven't missed out on anything. And just on the first break we'll give you the halftime statistics. There's the shot that's up and no good. Cleared out by Boise Spjute with the rebound for the Boise Braves of Hebert's shot from the corner. And there's a shot by Tate that's good. And the Boise Braves coming back, firing for the first blood of the second half. They scored 13 points while holding the Capital Eagles to 4 in that second quarter, which made the difference as the Capital Eagles led by a score of 18-11 at the end of the first period. Shot from outside is no good. Spjute tips it out. It's controlled by Capital.
Boise High School has John Swanson back in, number 54. 6 foot 5.5 inch senior for the Boise Braves. They'll make a lot of difference on the board.
Jeff Carter down in the corner goes with a left-handed shot that's good. Carter hitting. And it's 26-24 Boise. Spjute brings it down. Owen setting up the play. Goes to the right side. Tate. Shot off the rim is no good. Cleared out very quickly by Haygood into front court. Stops at the key. Goes left with it to Burnside. Now back to Haygood. And he sets it up. Hebert brings it out.
Braves are in their man-to-man defense.
Coming around and going with the shot is Carter. It's off the rim. No good. And Tate has the rebound. Spjute on the fast break. They decide to slow it down a little bit. Spjute stops at the tip of the key. Oh, over the lung. Spjute on the right side. Swanson trying to get position. Owen. And it goes to Tate. Goes with a shot that's good. Tate so far has a total of 6 points. He had scored 4 in the first half. 28-24, Boise by 4, 5:22 remaining third period here at the Capital High School Gymnasium in State A1 action. Underneath, a nice move and a basket by Almstrom. The basket counts and the foul is called on number 44, Tate. That's the second personal foul on Tate, the first team foul of the second half against the Boise Braves. At the free throw line with the possibility of making it a three-point play is Almstrom. This is his first appearance at the free throw line. He had 2 points to his credit in the first half for the Capital Eagles. And it is a three-point play, and it's 28-27 as the Capital Eagles have pulled within 1 in a full court press. Checked out of bounds by Hebert.
They're playing a little tougher on that press right now. Now they drop back.
Bounce pass into Spjute to get the ball inbounds. Spjute goes underneath, puts it up. It's off the rim, no good. And coming out of there with it is number 42 for the Capital Eagles. Soderlund, that's a new number for us on that. This is first appearance. And a foul is going to be called on Jeff Hebert away from the action. That's the third personal foul on Hebert. The first team foul of the second half against the Capital Eagles. Boise will inbounds it. 28-27 Boise, 4:47 remaining third period.
There's two tough ball players guarding each other. Owen and Hebert, both wearing number 10.
Lung dribbles behind his back and gets it into front court. Swanson gets it underneath to Tate, goes with a shot that's good. Second field goal of the second half for Tate.
It's all been Tate here in the second half so far. He scored 6 points for the Braves.
Almost checked and intercepted there by Lung, but not. Habert comes back around, and a foul is going to be called on Spjute. On Spjute, that's personal foul number 3. The second team foul against the Boise Braves in the second half of action. 3-point margin for Boise as they have led all through the second half, but it was Capital's lead for the majority of the first half.
Boise back in the zone defense.
Hebert fakes, gets past his man, puts up a shot off the rim. Coming out of there with it is Carter. Gets it out to Haygood. Shot short off the front rim, a whistle, and a foul is going to be called against Jeff Carter. And that's personal foul number 4 against Carter. The second team foul against the Capital Eagles in the second half. 30-27, 3-point margin. Boise leading 3:38 remaining in the third period.
Capital could be in trouble if they lose Carter. He's been one of the mainstays tonight, Dan.
Carter did the bulk of the scoring in the first half. He had a total of 8 points. He has 10 to his credit. Now wide open, Spjute gets it, puts it in. 10 points for Spjute now, and it's 32-27 Boise as they expand their lead to 5 points, their largest lead so far. At one time, I believe Capital had a lead of, 6 points?
Yes, 7 points.
Hebert pivots, can't get away.
Capital's largest lead tonight has been 7 points. They've had that twice.
Haygood bringing it out in front, comes to the right side. It's Carter with a shot, no good. Coming out of there with it is Tate for Boise. Pass down, Spjute is open, goes with a jump shot. It's a little bit long. And we have a foul. And the foul is on Tate. Doug Tate commits his third personal foul, his second foul of the second half. There you see the scoreboard showing the time of 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. This scoreboard shows you just about everything. It shows you personal fouls, time remaining, score, timeouts, the whole schmear. Shot is good. Hebert hitting from the side. His first field goal. He had 6 points in the first half. He's got a total of 8 now, and it's 32-29. 3-point margin, Boise. This is Swanson, the big man, way out. Owen goes from the outside. It's a little bit to the right and off the rim. Capital clears it. And timeout is being called by the Capital Eagles. So we have timeout, and we can catch up with some of those things that we didn't get to say at the start of the second half. And give you the statistics. It was 13 points that was scored in that second quarter, while the Capital Eagles were held to 4 points. That gave the Boise Braves their 24-22 lead at halftime. High scorers honors for Boise was held by 2 men. Mark Owens had 8 in the first half, and Craig Spjute had a total of 8 points to lead the scorers in that first half of action. For the Capital Eagles, 8 points was also the high-scoring honors, was held by Jeff Carter, and as Jim mentioned a few minutes ago, Carter with 4 personal fouls on him could be a serious loss to the Eagles should he be pulled out. They only have one other man that's in foul trouble. That's Jeff Hebert. He has 3 personal fouls on him, too. Hebert had 6 points to be the second leading scorer in that first half. He's come back with 1 field goal here in the second half, so he has a total of 8 points. Scott Almstrom, number 32, had 2 points in the first half. He's got 3 to his credit now in a 3-point play for a total of 5 points. And of course, Jeff Carter has had 1 field goal here in the second half, and he has 10 points so far to his credit. The man here in the second half has been Doug Tate for the Boise Braves. He had only 4 points to his credit in the first half, but he's already scored 3 field goals for 6 and a total of 10. in the second half of action. So it's a 32-29 ball game, and those are the people who have been keeping it in there. And we're right back in live action. Haygood brings it to the tip of the key and goes left to Hebert. Carter, Hebert, back to Carter. He has an idea, goes to the baseline, gets underneath, puts it up. Good, nice move. Good move along the baseline by Jeff Carter. His second field goal. It's 32-31 as the Eagles pull within one. Boise led by 5 a few minutes ago. A minute 35 remaining in the third period. Spjute with a shot off the rim, no good. A tip up by Tate, and he is fouled. And the foul that's being called on Doug Burnside. That's his third personal foul. Substitution coming in the lineup, number 24, Vance Henry in the lineup for Capital, and coming out is Hebert. Vance Henry in the lineup for the Capital Eagles.
I tell you, need a seismograph under that basket sometimes on the battle that's going on. It's interesting that Charlie Henry's left Carter in the ball game, Dan. With
that's
4
right.
fouls.
There's a shot on the side that's good by Mark Lung. And that's the first basket for Lung. He has 2 points to his credit now. 34-31 the score. Boise with a minute and 15 seconds. Third quarter remaining. Carter in the corner. Henry. Carter looks up, puts it up, misses. And there was a situation where he should have let it go out of bounds. Decided to grab it, and it was the wrong decision made by Bruce Schultie, S-H-U-L-T-E.
Should have just blocked it off, let the ball got out of bounds.
Henry takes the inbounds pass. Haygood. Underneath it goes to Burnside, puts it in. Burnside, first field goal of the second half. He has a total of 4 points, and it's 34-33 as Capitals within 1 again. 45 seconds remaining in the third period. Spjute from along the baseline puts it in.
I'll tell you, for a big man, he's got about the finest touch you're ever going to see.
And we have a foul, I believe. The basket counts.
I don't see who the foul's on.
I don't know who that was on. It had a 2 in it, and the only 2 we got out there is Holmstrom, so we'll give him the foul. That's 14 fouls against the Capital Eagles in the second half.
And the foul was after the shot, away from the shot, evidently, so Boise High School gets the ball back again, and they could make it a 4-point play, but they do not.
Holmstrom goes high for the basket, or for the rebound, rather. And Haygood has it out in front. Picked up on the man-to-man. He says, come on out and give me some help. Henry comes out and does just that. Carter.
Boise High School's going to go to the zone. They're dropped back to the zone. There they go.
You know, they almost had a 5-second situation if they'd have stayed in the man-to-man because they had him pressed out. Vance gets it in. And Burnside travels with it before he gets the shot away, and the turnover goes with Boise getting the ball. 36-33. Boise by 3. 2 seconds remaining in the third period. Time ran away on us. Spjute gets it. He takes a long cast off the full length of the court as the buzzer sounds, ending the third period with the score. The Boise Braves 36, Capital 33. And Jim's looking frantically for some facts and figures. Probably, what, are you going to tell us about some of the other action around the area, or what led up to this playoff between Boise and Capital?
Well, I'll tell you, the Boise High School did not have it easy getting into this tournament, as I alluded at the beginning of the game in our interview with Greg Hordemann. They came in third in the district. They had to work in a bracket that had 80 wins and 23 losses. It was a tremendously hard chore for the Boise Braves. First team they played was Bonneville, and they beat them by a score of 54-50 in overtime. They then played Highland, who at that time had a 17-7 record. They beat Highland by a score of 54-53 here last night. The Capital High School Eagles, I tell you, they have really come on very, very strong, particularly at the end of the year. They came into the tournament with a 15-8 record. Their first game, they played Coeur d'Alene, which had an 8-15 record. They beat Coeur d'Alene by a score of 62-47. They then played Skyline, which came into that game with a 17-6 record. Last night they beat Skyline on a shot by Hebert. 3 seconds left in the ball game by a score of 33-32. You talk about your low scoring ball game. 33-32. That's how these two teams got here, and it's the first time that two teams from the city of Boise have played against each other for the state A1 championship. And back to you, Dan.
Okay, play is back in. It's out of bounds. They say that it will go to the Capital Eagles. Last touch by a Boise Brave. (36 Boise, 33 Capital). 7:56 remaining now in the ball game. Substitution. It's Hebert in the lineup, along with Haygood, Armstrong, Burnside, and Carter. The starting lineup for the Capital Eagles as they have possession of the ball. Almost checked out by Spjute. Hebert had an idea, decided to pull it back out. Haygood fakes, passes over in the corner to Carter. Hebert picked up out there by Lung. Haygood goes to the baseline. Can't get clear. Hebert, Lung on him. Carter in the corner. Underneath, the shot is up. No, good. Going high. Tate with the rebound. Burnside missing. The long pass down court. Lost out of bounds. I'm sure that Greg Hordemann would like to have seen that pass taken back and have them all start over again. 36-33 Boise. 7 minutes and 1 second remaining in the ball game.
We talked a lot about the experience of Boise High School. Every one of their starters is a senior. Every one of them's a senior. And I'll tell you, if you ever wanted a team that could take the pressure, it's got to be a senior team, and Greg Hordemann's got that. For Capital High School, he has 3 juniors and 2 seniors on this team, and he's going to be really tough next year.
Haygood with a nice pass. Armstrong hitting. Beautiful assist by Haygood. The basket counts and the foul on Tate. And that's 4 personal fouls on Tate. (36-35) and Armstrong with a chance to tie it up. And back to you, Jim, as time has been called out by Capital.
Greg Hordemann came down to this area in 1974. He was head coach of the Moscow Bears. In 1972, he won the state championship. Came down to become head coach of the Meridian Warriors. He then left Meridian and came to Boise High School, so he had the possibility of winning 2 state championships at different schools. We talked about it earlier. There's one man, in fact, he's here in the crowd, Coach Don Haynes, who's very familiar to our viewers up in Moscow watching us on KUID. Donnie was a head coach at Kellogg in 1964. He won the state championship. He's been at Moscow, had some very fine teams with the Moscow Bears. He won the state championship in 1974 at Twin Falls, and then last year in 1979 he won the state championship being played at Pocatello as the coach of the Meridian Warriors. That was last year. Coach Charlie Henry, of course, very well known, very fine, exceptionally defensive basketball coach. Won the state championships in 1975, 1976, 1977, and 1978, and that is a record to be envied.
I want to give some credit to our camera crew doing a fine job. They're out there on the floor. They're getting close-up shots in the huddle. They've been getting some excellent shots of the action. And at the free throw line is Scott Holmstrom with an opportunity to make a 3-point play and tie this ball game up at 36-all. If he is accurate, it's up, and it's good. It's all tied up. 36-all with 6 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in this ball game. We're in the 4th and final quarter here from the Capital High School Gymnasium, the State A1 basketball action.
The last time the score was tied, it was 22-22, and that was towards the tail, right at the very beginning of the second quarter of play.
Lung sets it up left. Goes to Tate in the far corner. Owen almost threw that one over his head. Owen went high to retrieve it. Lung goes with a shot that's good. Lung hitting from outside to put the Braves up again by 2, 38-36. 6 minutes remaining in the ball game.
You viewers, hang on to your seats because this is going to be a good ending.
And get into those pockets for the pledges. There's a shot underneath. A basket count. And that's on Doug Tate. And that could be all for Tate as he comes out of the lineup. No, wait a minute.
Must not have been on Tate. I don't know who it was on. I didn't catch it.
It's all tied up 38-38. And Almstrom, who tied it up before, had a chance to put Capital ahead. And that time we had a foul, and again, it was on 34 for Capital. Burnside, and that's his fourth personal foul. Going to the free throw line will be Spjute. 38-38, all tied up, 5:51 remaining in the ball game. At the free throw line is Spjute for the Boise Braves. It's put right out in the hands of Swanson, and he misses from close in. And I'm sure he'd like to have that one over again. Almstrom almost lost control of the ball. Haygood goes left with it. Picked up out there by Owen. Pivots, comes back to the tip of the key, decides to slow it up. Hebert takes the screen, puts it up, misses. Capital controls on the offensive board. Haygood says, let's go number 5. Hebert picked up on the man-to-man defense by Lung. Owen is on Haygood.
Braves are playing pretty tough defense right now, Dan.
You know, as they switch very comfortably from one to the other.
That's what happens when you get a senior ball team.
There's a shot, a whistle, and the foul is going to be called on Tate. That's all for Tate. I see an indication from the side, only 4 on Tate. So somewhere there we'll have a miscount. Looking up on the board, we see 4 for him on the board, 4 for Swanson on the board. At the free throw line is Carter. Makes it, and the Capital Eagles go into the lead for the first time in the second half, 39-38. .38 Capital High School. 4:51 remaining. Press put on by Capital. They say it was checked out by Hebert. It'll be Boise's ball to inbounds. That's a tenacious full-court press that's being put on by the Capital High School Eagles here. Inbounds pass comes to Owen. Spjute gets clear with the ball. He handles the ball well for a big man, 5'4", or 6'4" rather. Swanson, Tate back to Swanson, goes with a shot. Basket counts. And who was the foul on? Burnside has 4. And he misses on the free throw. It's all tied up 40-40. We'll check the fouls for you in just a moment. I'm not sure their scoreboard is right, but I'm sure the scorer's bench is right. There's a shot by Carter. It's no good. Going high for the rebound is little Owens for the Boise High School Braves. 4 minutes remaining in the ball game. 40-40 all tied up. Long at the tip of the key, Owens left side.
Capital's in the zone.
Owens on the outside, he can hit him from there. And he has it checked out of his hands by Carter. It'll be Boise's ball to inbounds.
Jeff Carter's playing quite a ball game. He's also got 4 fouls on him, let's remember.
It doesn't seem to slow him down any.
Not a bit. Mark is a good ball player.
Lung Owen works it around Spjute. They get it underneath to Tate. He's open, puts up a shot, a little short. He was weak on that one. Coming out there with it is Almstrom, and the Capital Eagles control 40-40 all tied up. A little less than 3.5 minutes remaining in the ball game. We got a capacity crowd here tonight, and I hope you folks at home in Pocatello area, Moscow area, and here at home in the Boise area are enjoying the public broadcasting system telecast of this as we are getting ready. That's a driving shot by Hebert, and a foul is going to be called on Hebert. The basket counts, and I believe we have a charging foul. Maybe not. We'll see what happens.
I believe that did happen, yes.
Yes, it was a charging foul, and the basket counted. So it's 42-40, and then we walk the length of the court. We have 4 on the board for Hebert, 1 for Haygood, 1 foul for Henry, 1 for Graves, 2 for Almstrom, 4 for Burnside, and 4 for Carter. Those are the personal fouls on the scoreboard. Schultie has a personal foul. Long has a personal foul. The shot is up there by Tate. It's good. 42-41. Spjute with 2 personal fouls. Tate with 4 and Swanson with 4. There's the second one by Tate. It's good. And it's all tied up at 42 all with 3 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in this ball game from the Capital High School Gymnasium in Boise, the A1 Championship Tournament. 42-42. Haygood to the right side. Hebert gets it underneath. It's checked out, and for Burnside's hand right back into his hands. Correction, Almstrom, and Almstrom loses along the baseline but regains it. Passes it out in front. Haygood. He's picked up by Owen.
Great recovery that time, particularly by Tate of the Braves.
A loose ball and a scramble, but a clean clear out. They get it in the hands of Long as he brings it down. Owen had people laying across his legs, and he was still able to get that pass. We have a timeout being called by the Boise Braves. With
Strained his ankle a little bit.
All tied up at 42 all, and there you see the scoreboard.
We talked about, Dan, a little bit about the last time Boise High School won a state championship. That was in 1947. You want to guess who the coach was?
Who was the coach then?
Coach was Bob Gibb.
Is that right? A great man, a great gentleman.
Tremendous person. Bob Gibb, of course, was at one time the athletic director at the University of Idaho, Boise High School track coach, basketball coach, and administrator at Boise State University just prior to his retirement and his very untimely death a few years ago. But Bob Gibb was the head basketball coach at Boise High School in 1947. That was 33 years ago, and that was the last time that Boise High School Braves won the state championship.
I won't ask you what you were doing in 1947, Jim. But I was a junior in high school. I've got to correct that. I was a sophomore in high school.
I won't comment on that. All right.
All right. Thank you. 2 minutes and 28 seconds remaining.
I was in Vancouver, Washington, I believe, at that time.
For the fans that are watching and listening in, this is Dan Peters along with Jim Boucher, and we're the ones that are making the confessions to you as to our age is in comparison to the last time the Boise High School won a championship. Pass underneath intended for Swanson, checked out of bounds. He said it was last touch by Swanson. Will be Capital's call to play.
The Boise High School bench just had cardiac arrest, I believe. They have recovered.
Right, 42-42. They had possession of the ball. Owen is on the bench. Schultie is in replacing him. He's receiving some treatment over there. And timeout called by Capital is going to allow Schultie to be replaced by Owen, possibly. 42-42 with just over 2 minutes remaining in this ball game, and it's been a dandy. And we're going to be breaking back to your station just as soon as this is over. So be prepared to make your contributions in Festival 80. Festival 80 has been a fantastic opportunity for you fans to be able to show your appreciation for public broadcasting by making your contributions So make them tonight. And this is our last sports presentation of the 1979-80 school year and fiscal year. And if you'd like to see more of this next year, you can do it by calling in your contributions. You can also do it by calling the athletic directors of the schools in your areas, by calling your public broadcasting stations, as well as sending in your contributions. We just been informed by our directors that we'd like to have you folks stick around because we'll be covering the presentation of the trophies and be giving you the final statistics and a wrap up as far as we can on the tournament action throughout the total tournament and all of that excitement as soon as this is over. We have the ball being inbounds at the center court.
The referee took it down to the far end to our left, and Capital called a timeout here at mid-court. And there were a little people concerned about that, but it got rectified.
And Haygood has an inbounds for Capital High School. 42-42, under 2 minutes. There's a shot checked cleared by Tate. A shot by Armstrong was deflected, and Tate went high to get the rebound. 42-42 with Boise in possession of the ball. Stanton Tate almost lost the handle of the ball. Gets it around Owens. Long and around the corner it goes to the big man Swanson. Spjute with a shot hits. Spute's been a very solid player tonight for the Boise Braves. He has a total of 14 points, and it's 44-42 Boise as they lead with 1 minute and 24 seconds showing on the clock. And timeout again called by Capital High School. Jim, this is just about exactly what we anticipated in the facing of these two teams. And this has been quite a tournament, hasn't it?
I tell you, you've got to give credit to the Idaho High School Scholastic Association. They've done a fantastic job of coordinating all these different events that are going on throughout the state of Idaho. Not only here in Boise, of course, with the A1 Championship, but in Pocatello and Reed Gym right now, the Moscow Bears are taking on St. Mary's. Both teams have identical 22-2 records. Moscow got to the championship by defeating Madison by a score of 54-50. Then they beat Bishop Kelly of Boise by a score of 53-51 in overtime to get into the championship A2 game in Pocatello. St. Mary's got to the championship game by defeating Preston 64-44. They did defeat South Fremont by a score of 78-67. So that's the Moscow Bears and St. Mary's with identical 22-2 records playing at the present time at Reed Gym in Pocatello for the A2 state championship. In A3 in Twin Falls at the present time, Fruitland, the only undefeated team in the state with a 25-0 record, is playing Sugar Salem. Sugar Salem has a 20-5 record. That's being played at the College of Southern Idaho in Twin Falls, and at Lewiston, Cul-de-sac with 20-3 is playing Nez Perce at 19-4 as far as the records are concerned for the A4 state championship. There you are.
And we're back here with 1 minute and 14 seconds remaining with the 2-point margin for the Boise Braves, 44-42. Capital Eagles in possession of the ball. Haygood sets it up. Brings Burnside out. Haygood is open. Passes across court. They get it under to Carter. They get it into Armstrong. He comes around, uses the shot that's good. Armstrong has had a fantastic fourth quarter. 7 points for a total of 12 all total, but he's had 7 here in the fourth quarter. It's 44-44 all tied up. And we are less than a minute. We may be going into an overtime.
Just stretching it out.
Lung controlling the ball. Boise would like to get a last shot and see if they couldn't go away with this with a 2-point margin. 28 seconds remaining. And timeout called by Boise. Owen with 25 seconds remaining on the scoreboard clock. 44-44 all tied up, and you couldn't ask for a better championship game. Not a high-scoring game, but there you see it. It's with 25 seconds remaining, and we've had quite a bit of action here tonight. We again remind you to stay around because we're going to be bringing you the presentation of the awards afterwards. And as you were mentioning, the whole tournament structure is put together by the Idaho High School Activities Association, and we would like to thank them and Director Dick Stickle for allowing us to bring you this action tonight in the 3 stations, KBGL TV in Pocatello and KUID TV in Moscow, joining KAID TV here in Boise for this presentation.
I'll tell you, it really has been a tremendous tournament. It's a lot of hard work put on. I think it's very different this year, too. Not very different, but it's different in that, particularly the A1 championship game, as you know, Dan, was split up between two sites, between here at the Capitol High School Gymnasium and at Meridian High School. And I think it was interesting that Coach Charlie Henry said at the beginning of the game in the pregame show that he felt that the composition floor, the synthetic flooring at Meridian, affected his team somewhat, and it would be kind of different for them getting back to their own home court to play a basketball game. Whereas Boise High School had played so many games here, in fact beat Capital here earlier in the year, and they had won 2 straight games here earlier in the state championship. That was going to be more, in a way, he felt that was going to be an advantage for Boise High School at Capital's Gymnasium.
There you see in your corner of your screen the 25 seconds remaining in the inbounds pass comes to the Boise Braves, and Owen has it. 21 seconds, 44-44, all tied up. He gives it to Spjute coming around. They have 15 seconds remaining on the scoreboard clock. Spjute would like to get clear for the shot. He comes back out. 10 seconds. Timeout called again as they move it back down.
Oh, mummy. 9 seconds. And the question is now, who will take the one shot, and with how much time on the clock will they take it? They will take it with about, got to get enough time for an offensive rebound, right?
Right.
Now you're looking at about 4 seconds. And I will have to pick Craig Spjute to take the shot.
I think Spjute would be the man. If not, they're certainly going to have Tate in there close underneath to try to get a tip in if Spjute misses on the outside shot. Tate is a very capable man under the basket. And if all fails and they get it, then I'm sure Charlie Henry's crew will be ready to call timeout, hoping that they'll be able to get at least one chance to fire a shot up there and perhaps keep it from going into an overtime. Right now, it looks like we're almost certain for an overtime situation here, depending on how this works out. I wouldn't place any bets either way.
Okay, the fans are loving it. I'm sure that all our viewers throughout the state of Idaho are enjoying this basketball game brought to you on public television. It's a tremendous treat for people.
And I noticed that John Evans, the governor of the state of Idaho, over there with his son, has been on his feet right now. He's getting up to his feet. He's been as excited about this contest as all of the rest of the fans here. And we've mentioned before we have a packed house at the Capitol High School Gymnasium. They hold about 3,600, I believe, here. Give or take a few on that.
8 seconds.
Owens, 6 seconds, 5. They get it down in the corner. Spjute with it. He goes with a shot. It's good. As the buzzer sounds, the Boise High School Braves have won this basketball game, I believe. And look at this. As pandemonium breaks out on the floor, Spjute had to come up out of a whole mass of defenders. Capitol High School is pandemonium. The first time in, 33 years? For the first time
in 33 years, the Boise High School is the state A1 champion. Craig Spjute on about a 15-foot jump shot at the buzzer wins the championship for the Boise High School Braves, and this place is going crazy.
Okay, we're going to take a look at the replay now. You see somebody up there trying to get a souvenir. Here it is. Spjute coming out with the shot, and there you saw it in slow motion action. Maybe we can run that back and look at it again.
We can take another look at that. He got the ball down low, moved off to his right. They got the ball to him. He had about 3 people in his face at the clock at the time he took the shot, and he hit nothing but the bottom of the net. Great shot by Craig Spjute, and the Boise High School Braves have won the state A1 championship. Tremendous basketball game. There it is again. And pandemonium breaks out at Capitol High School. Mark Owen taking the net down for the Braves. Tremendous opportunity, tremendous job by Coach Greg Hordemann and his staff of George Cox, Gary Larson, Greg Frederick, and Trent Johnson. Trent Johnson was a member of the Boise State basketball team. Very, very fine forward for Boise State. And Greg Frederick was a defensive back for Boise State. Down at the other end of the floor, Mark Lung's taking down the net.
It's been a long dry spell, and I know one of the coaches that I saw in the back room during the halftime who has to have some satisfaction here and probably mixed emotions, and that's Coach Ron McNeely, who has a boy that is on the team. He did not see any action tonight, but he's on the Capitol High School team. But for years, Ron McNeely was the coach at Boise High School.
Boise High School, that's true.
continuation of that program and many others like it that we can bring you the coming year through your support. But call in now. The great group from Chandler is here ready to take your call. We want to hear from you now. It's a fantastic ball game, and we want to continue on with a fantastic evening of programs. Coming up in just a few minutes is the great movie Can Can, the Cole Porter hit, starring Frank Sinatra, Shirley MacLaine, Luis Jordan, and Maurice Chevalier. So stay tuned for that. It's coming up in just a few minutes. Nancy, do you have some names of some people that have called?
Well, I do, but I'd just like to say that was such a terrific game. I hope all of the Boise fans out there and the Capital ones too. Gosh, both teams played so well. It was really close. I hope you'll call us and support this programming on Channel 4, 385-1800.
Nancy, I also want to remind the folks that hopefully we're going to be able to go back for the award presentation too. So stay tuned for that.
We want to be able to do that. So stay tuned, because that's so important to all these young men that played so hard and so well this evening. Okay, for a few names. Larry Lingney, Mrs. Joe Gamboa, Dick and Pat Weston. Thank you very much. Top Shelf Company has become a small business member this evening. Thank you, Top Shelf. Roy Dale, Chris Larson, Bob Bailey, Dan Corey, Eunice Kugard, Donald Howell and Eileen Howell, Gayleen Sewell, Walter Paulson, Rick Anderson. Myron, I believe you had a few challenges that possibly we should get in here right now.
Well, maybe I do. I haven't really gone through them all. It's such an exciting ball game. It was hard to look at these. And remember that we hopefully will be going back to the awards presentation. But first of all, we do have a challenge that I think I'll save for just a few minutes, but it's from Milton Ayers of Star. We have that as a challenge coming up. Ron Brown, a challenge to Robert Wagner to meet or beat his pledge from Boise. We also have a challenge to the private shelter homes for the elderly in Idaho from Faye Peterman of Star. A challenge to all discoverers to meet or beat the family membership of the Dan Brennan family. So we thank you very much. Also, we'd like to thank Michael Dougherty of Boise. All these people and many, many more have called in. Call in now, 385-1800. We're going to be going back to the awards presentation in just a minute, but in the meantime, I'd like to also thank Francis Frisbee of Emmett. We'd like to thank Doug Gambles of Boise. We'd also like to thank Robert Barrow of Meridian, Mr. and Mrs. C.H. Carter and family of Boise. We'd like to thank John Rybard of Boise. Remember that one of the few ways that we have of measuring the appreciation that you have for the programs like our Channel 4 Sports is through the pledges that you make to our volunteers tonight. So call in. Let them know whether or not you liked the ball game, whether or not you'd like to see more of them by giving them your pledge of support to 385-1800. But now let's go back to Capital High School and the awards presentation ceremony.
Making the presentation. I tell you, the governor's a great, great basketball fan. He's from Aberdeen, and they've grown big up there, down there, I should say.
As you can tell, he's standing next to Scott Almstrom. And
I'm sorry, I said Aberdeen. He is from Malad. I was corrected.
Gets a little farther down and deeper into the southeastern corner of our great state of Idaho. You were in the right section of the country.
I was close. But yes, he's a great basketball fan.
He's personally shaking hands with each one of the members of the Capital High School team. There's Ronnie at the floor level.
Congratulations to
Don Johnson, the principal of the Capital High School.
Congratulations.
Standing there with the governor. As he gives the congratulations to Capital High School, again, I want to congratulate the fine work technically that has been produced by the crew at KAID TV. I think they've done a fantastic job of getting shots and that slow motion replay of that final 5 seconds or 6 seconds of action. Gave you an idea of what you fans at home can enjoy throughout the year if you will just send in your contributions during Festival 80. It's your opportunity during these 2 great weeks of the Festival 80 promotion to be able to make your contribution and give now. Give so that we can have more of this type of action. And if you really appreciate it, send your letters in. Send them to KAID or to KBGL or KUID. Let them know. Boise High School Braves, the championship A1 basketball team for the 1980 season. 46-44 after 33 years. That's a long, dry spell.
I'll tell you, this is a great year for them to do it. They had 5 seniors on that team, Get started and all out there right now. Owen. Greg Spjute, of course. And there's the yell. There's the governor.
The governor with the trophy, ready to make the presentation, shaking hands with each of the players.
Those seniors again, of course, Mark Owen, Mark Lung, Greg Spjute, Doug Tate, John Swanson. What a tremendous job that Greg Hordemann and staff have done.
There's the trophy presentation. Spjute holding it.
Start right with you. Fluffing that net around his neck too, I might add. They put the net around the trophy.
There's your goal.
Spjute had a total of 16 points to lead all scorers on either team. He was followed on his team by Doug Tate, who had 12 points, 8 for Mark Owen, with the three top scorers as far as the Boise Braves are concerned. Top scoring honors went to Capital's Burnside. He had 14 points. Almstrom, 12, was right behind him. 10 points for Jeff Ebert. The governor making his presentation, congratulating Swanson, then Tate. And Hordemann probably in a state of euphoric shock about now. This has been, the fan right behind us just said this has been one heck of a ball game, and that really sort of sums it up. The award ceremony presentation is over.
There's Greg Hordemann holding the trophy with the net around it. Mark Owen right behind him is Trent Johnson.
By the way, we're supposed to mention that we'd like to thank the Flying Pie Pizzeria in Boise for their donation of food to feed the hungry KAID remote crew. And they said that the pizza was great, and they didn't. Did you get any of it?
They offered it to me, and I had some, yes. And I'll tell you what, can I give a plug? They're super.
Super good.
Oh,
you bet.
Great pizza. Great pizza.
So we've got most of the thank yous and the appreciations, and I don't know how much longer they want us to hold on to it here as where the scoring went. It was 12 points for the Boise Braves in the first quarter, while 18 points was scored by the Capital Braves, and so they held a lead. It was that big change, the big difference in the second period that made it when the Boise Braves were able to score 13 points while holding Capital to only 4. Boise scored 12 points in the third quarter and Capital 14. In the fourth and final quarter, Boise scored 10 and Capital 8. So there you had your differences. They pulled up even going into the fourth and final quarter. But it was just one whale of a ball game. It was 18-11 at the end of the first period, 24-22 Boise over Capital at the end of the first half, 36-36 all at the end of the third period, and the final score was 46-44.